Hello everyone. This weekend was my aunt's birthday and I took her on a spirit tour. I hope you enjoy.
Given it was pretty hot this week, whether y'all are familiar with the area or not, the overcast is really helping us out because on Thursday it was officially the time for me. I was like, okay, this is where it's going to stay hot for the next 4 months. So between all the equipment running in here, the pot still, mash tun, boiler, it's about 110, 115 degrees in here in August and July. So we have a bet that I'm going to lose weight again this year. But I didn't win last year because I kept eating Whataburger. That's my kryptonite right there. Every time. It's open 24/7. You can't go wrong with getting a Whataburger. But anyway, so folks, we saw in the video, the starting point, our mash bill is corn, barley, and rye for our bourbon. All goes in our mash tun here, cooks it up 185 degrees. Let it cool down, and then we transfer it into our fermentation vessels, Willie, Waylon, and Christopherson, the highwaymen. Everyone's always asking, where's Johnny? Well, Johnny wasn't from Texas, so he doesn't get his fermenter. Texas boys here. So it'll sit in fermentation roughly about a week. All that sugar is consumed by that yeast, produces two byproducts, carbon dioxide and alcohol. After that week's up, we transfer it here into our 600-gallon copper pot still. And we saw in the video, vapors separate from the mash. They work their way up through the onion, through the stainless steel pipe into the bottom of the column, rises all the way up to the top of the column, then liquefies down the condenser, and starts that three-step process we talked about: heads, hearts, and tails. Heads are your fusel oils, rubbing alcohol, fingernail polish. It's very foul, very murky, very oily. We separate that. It's roughly about a gallon to half a gallon's worth. The column, it falls in the S2, and I have another tank that catches everything that I pump into, and there's no waiting. You add water, get down to 80 proof, we're good to go. So vodka's no aging process, so that makes up most of our cash flow while we're waiting on the whiskey to age. So yeah, that's our whole vodka column, and what I'm going to get to our flavorings is over in the blending tanks here. So we'll step out of this room real quickly. With that, if they were to even give me an AC, it'd be relatively useless because all the equipment's in there going. So it's just kind of just not a cheap way of doing it, but more just temporary. I don't know, a better way to say it. But so we get our barrels in charred on a char level 3 on the 1 to 4 scale. 4 being the darkest, so your Jack Daniels, that's your darkest. 4, very charry, very heavy, very smoky. He actually not does it for us, but he distills for juice purposes, and he gives us the runoff of it. So it has alcohol in it and actually fermented juices. So it's very, very tasty, and it's everything but the cucumber is flavoring naturally fermented juice. The cucumber is actually an essence, since it's not a fruit, it's a vegetable. Potato tomato. Excuse me. So each tank has a motor on top. That's a propeller. That's on the inside. That's making everything equally mixed up. All 6 big tanks are all 1,000 gallons. The front 2 are 500 gallons. So it's quite a bit of alcohol that goes into these things. So once we get everything dialed in correctly, the proofs corrected, the flavoring, and the food grade dye we use, everything's content. We hook it right here. These are our filtration houses. 4 nylon cartridges on the inside. Takes out anything that shouldn't be in there, any oak chars or any kind of foreign objects whatsoever. I've seen some things, so just know that this thing is working in your favor and in ours as well. So then once we get past the filtration house, we hook up to whatever line we're running. So the line close to us right here, this is your minis, your airplane bottles. The beauty part about this line, it's 21st century technology. It's fully automated. All we have to do is feed the line bottles. The line fills it, the line caps it, the line labels it. All we have to do is make sure the cap's tight, labels on straight, the fill level's correct, we're good to go. So this line runs from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. A couple of days on Saturday, but obviously today we have a constant. He puts an air hose in each bottle and blows out any paper or cardboard fibers that may be in there. It's then filled by the machine. It's capped by one of our guys by hand. So we all have calluses. But we make sure no chips or cracks or floaters along the way. It's labeled by the machine. It's inspected and packaged up and palletized one last time by one of our guys. So before leaving the facility, it goes through 3 stages of quality assurance. So we satisfy 20